here for Airstream Wanderings. Thanks for joining in today. And I am on a road trip. I am in Arizona, kind of in east central Arizona, up on the Mogollon Rim. And I tell you, this is March. If you look around, there is no snow. Where I live in Minnesota, there is snow. So this is great. It's a little bit cool, but I mean, it's definitely warmer than in Minnesota. So I'm definitely grateful to be here. I'm also grateful to be on this road trip. And you may notice, you can see the pickup. My truck is back behind me, and there is no Airstream attached to it. So this is an Airstream Wandering without the Airstream. And the reason is, this is a quick and dirty trip. I need to be nimble. It's short. I'm going back and forth from Minnesota to Arizona and all over Arizona in less than 2 weeks. I have some specific things I want to do, and I'm going to be traveling around. And quite frankly, taking a camper is really comfortable. It has all the conveniences you could ever want, but along with that comes the necessity of finding a place to put it. It also takes longer to tow it around. It just takes some extra work, and normally I'm totally happy with taking that extra work, but today and with this trip, it's just not going to work out very well. I really need to be able to be, like I said, nimble and to be able to move around. So you may ask, why am I here? What's this all about? And anyone who knows me very well knows that I get into these different hobbies, and you might call them obscure. I don't know. There's other people who do it. And in this case, I have an interest in replicating Native American pottery and to make it in the traditional kind of way. And so if you're going to make pottery, what do you need? You need clay. Well, all the clay in Minnesota is frozen at the moment. And also the best clay that I know about is in Arizona. And I have a contact here who is helping me out. So this trip is specifically to come down here to find clay, to find minerals that they use to paint with. Primarily it is black or red colors. And also there is a slip. This is a watered down clay coating that goes on the outside of pottery. And that can be light colored, it could be red colored, but it's different than regular clay. Somewhat different anyway. So I'm looking for that. So there's several places that I want to go, and so that is the plan. And so that's great. I'm totally happy about that. And today, quite frankly, I don't know where I am. Well, I know where I am, but I don't know the name of it. I am in a national forest. This is dispersed camping, so that means you can just go down this dirt road, you find a nice place to camp, and you do it. And there is no cost or anything like that. It's nice and private and absolutely pleasant. And the good news is that my brother is going to be joining me. And look at behind me here. This is an amazing tree. Probably doesn't look that big to you. I don't know if these are ponderosa pine or what they are, but some really nice pine trees in here, and the wind is blowing, and so you can hear the wind blowing through the needles of the pine. It is really pleasant. And so I'm happy to be here. It's been kind of a long trip. It's 1,600 miles. Day one, I have a bit of an adventure. I left on a Saturday, and my truck was not running real well. Every time I accelerated, it would jerk and bump and gasp a little bit. Obviously was not working right. When you would go up a hill, it would kind of lose power, didn't go up the hills very well. So Saturday afternoon, late afternoon, because I didn't start till the middle of the day, I pulled into a auto parts dealer, O'Reilly Auto Parts. They're nice folks. And they have an analyzer that they will plug into your car, which they did. Turns out that I had an ignition issue, and it could be one of three, or maybe three of three things. The simplest one would be spark plugs. In addition, there are coils that attach to the spark plugs. And then there's one other thing which I did not understand. And quite frankly, I have not replaced spark plugs, well, probably 40 years, actually more than 40 years, I think. And guess what? Cars are different now than they were 40 years ago. In those days, you could look under the hood and you could see the spark plugs. There were wires that would come out of the engine, and attached to them were the spark plugs. It was really simple. Guess what? That is not the case anymore. But thankfully, we have YouTube. And YouTube will teach you almost anything about everything, including several YouTube videos about replacing spark plugs on Ford F-150s, EcoBoost. So I did that, and so it took me 3 hours, maybe 4 hours to get that done, longer than it probably should. If I were to do it again, I think I could cut that in half, but it was all new to me. But good news is, new spark plugs, it runs like a champ. I'm very pleased with it. So drove all the way across Nebraska, then Kansas, then into Colorado, then New Mexico. Now I'm in Arizona, and I'll be here for the next several days, try and keep you up to speed. So that is the long and the short of it, the summary of the plan. Hopefully I'll be able to show you some of the places that we're going while we dig clay. Maybe not the most exciting thing to some people, but to me, that's pretty much nirvana. So I'm pretty excited about it. So grateful to be here. So next on the list is to put together a little supper before I go to bed. Now we have gourmet food tonight. Again, this is all part of that plan of being nimble. So a Hormel chili and beans. Got my little stove going here, and what I did, I put the package right down inside of it with a little bit of water on the bottom. Water will boil, heat it all up, because this is a microwave meal. But I don't have a microwave. And hopefully this will work. Can't be too picky out here. Alright, so our chili with beans is done. It's all heated up. I think that turned out alright. I've tasted it. You know, it tastes pretty good too. It's got a little bit of spice to it. I love anything with beans in it and a little bit of meat. So it's gonna work out okay. It's not homemade, but close enough for what I need for tonight. So happy to have it. Okay, one of the things that I failed to mention, since I don't have the camper, where am I staying? And I am staying in my truck. I will show this to you later on, but I have outfitted it in the back seat, which is huge in these trucks. And so I built a platform bed and storage underneath, and it's really very comfy, very cozy. And so that actually is working not too bad, but I'll show it to you later on as we move forward on this little trip. And so till next time, I wish you wellness and happiness, a peace in your life, and love. Take care. See you later. Bye-bye.